Hello everyone, and welcome to the course Hands-on Photoshop for Web Designers. This is the course overview video, and I'm going to show you now what you're going to achieve and learn during this course. First of all, my name is MustHave. I'm a digital entrepreneur from Bulgaria. Also, I'm used to do user interface and user experience design, graphic design projects, and I'm founder of several startups in Bulgaria. Here you can see a link to my professional portfolio in order to get used with my work. The course overview. First of all, you're going to learn the basics of web design using Adobe Photoshop because Photoshop offers excellent tools to support web design projects. As a web designer, you need to work with modern and practical features to make your website look fresh, vibrant, and stunning. You're going to learn how to create responsive design from non-responsive content, how to make content reusable and use it on several pages of your project. You're going to discover wireframing, creating mockups, and presenting your work professionally in front of your clients or customers. Of course, you're going to learn how to save time and effort using external plugins and templates for Adobe Photoshop. The first section is called Getting Started with Photoshop's Web Design Tools. In this section, you're going to make your first steps in web design with Photoshop. After this section, you will be able to create simple website structures and design layouts for your web projects. Understanding these concepts, you will surely have a new vision of working with Photoshop for web design. The name of the second section is called Developing Must-Have Elements of Your Web Project. So this course section has the goal to show and teach you useful ways of creating important user interface elements for your web projects, such as main website structures, header, body and footer, navigation bars, progress bars, contact forms, sliders, tables, and buttons. The name of the third section is Making Your Photoshop Design Responsive. So if you want to become a great Photoshop designer, then understanding the way of creating responsive look of your projects is an important part of your work. The name of the fourth section is Creating Mockups and Presenting Your Work Professionally. Because nobody is going to knock on your door and tell you that you're such a great web designer. The purpose of this section is to show you some useful ways of making your projects look more attractive to your customers, presenting them professionally using wireframing techniques and mockups. And the last section of this course is called Level Up Your Photoshop Web Design Skills. So this course section is going to give you a basic overview of the possibilities of becoming a web designer using Adobe Photoshop. And of course, if you aim to become a real Photoshop master and to develop great web projects, you will need to be informed about the options of making a career as a Photoshop web designer. It's your turn to become a professional Photoshop web designer. The features that are going to be presented inside this course are creating simple website structures and design layouts for your web projects, create important user interface elements for your web projects, header, body, footer, navigation, progress bars, contact forms, sliders, tables, and buttons. You're going to learn how to develop basic responsive elements of your web projects in Photoshop. You're going to discover useful ways of making your projects look more attractive to your customers, and you're going to stay informed about the options of making a career as a Photoshop web designer. The prerequisites in order to start this course: you should not obligatorily have prior knowledge of Photoshop. You need, of course, to have Adobe Photoshop CC version installed on your device. And very important, you will need to be motivated to learn and practice web design. Of course, prior experience with Photoshop and web design is a great benefit for you. The course goals: you're going to learn how to convert your design thoughts into real content, to be able to create your own design layouts or work with preset ones, to discover techniques for creating great user interface elements and reuse them in your workflow, and to get familiar, of course, with the possibilities of starting a career as a freelance web designer using Adobe Photoshop's features. So let's get started. This comprehensive beginner's guide to designing web apps and websites with Photoshop is all you need to start using the power of Photoshop to create stunning and modern web design projects and get under the hood of Photoshop's full suite of features.